Hey, Shani from SpeedCubeReview.com. Let's do a Megaminx mega comparison. So I'm going to go through each of these and then go over kind of what the top ones are at the end, or what I would prefer or recommend. Now, I'm recording this at the beginning of 2017, so it'll probably be a Megaminx or two that'll be released in the next year. So if it's not in this video, please check the channel. There will probably be a review of it there. First, I'm going to kind of go in alphabetical order of companies, and we have DaYan to start. Now, there's ones with ridges and without ridges, and DaYan was kind of the one to go to. The ones with ridges was really popular because it was very comfortable to move those pieces. So for the past, couple years, this was considered one of the best, at least one that you could just take right out of the box. And we'll talk about ones that are modded a little bit later. It is pretty smooth. It can be quite fast. I found this to be a little tight, a little controllable, which honestly is not too bad. It's kind of like the Xiangshou, where it's very controllable. If you know how to use it, it'll work really well. After that, we have FangShi. They released a Megaminx later on in 2016. And one thing that's nice about this is the outer pieces feel a little bit bigger. So if you look next to the DaYan, you can see that those middle pieces are smaller on the FangShi one, and outer piece a little bit bigger. And this allows for a little bit more comfortable turning. There's no ridges on the pieces, but it turns quite nicely. It has kind of a classic FangShi feel, almost like a Shuangren feel, where pieces are a little scratchy. It can be quite fast, and there's caps over the pieces, kind of what we'd expect. This almost has a ball core, so I can show you that right here, the inside of it. Now, I don't consider this to be specifically a ball core, though. A lot of times when you see that, it's that the pieces really move around on top of a ball, and this just happens to be where all of these centers, instead of going just into, very center piece from rods, they go into a ball right there. So I don't really feel like that affects the movement of it too much, but it's just nice to note that. Maybe it helps with stability of the puzzle in the long run. So now let's look at QiYi. QiYi came out with the Galaxy, and there's 4 different versions. All 4 versions are the exact same puzzle, but with different caps over the pieces. So you can see there's primary internals, and then there's caps. These ones are what's called the Sculpted version. There's also one that's flat. There's ones that have raised bumps, kind of like this. And there's one that the whole piece is concave. A lot of people I've talked to seem to like the Sculpted version best. There is a version of it where you can get all 4 caps, and you can try each of them. And honestly, if you got this, I would recommend that, because might as well get the one that has all options instead of wondering what it would be like. This one has kind of set the bar for performance. It's extremely fast for a Megaminx. It corner cuts very well. It reverse corner cuts pretty well. I have this on looser tensions, and it still feels quite stable. We've got the X-Man Design logo on there. And really, for performance, this one is the all-around just super nice, super fast puzzle, and I feel like most people are going to be using this. So we have 2 more. We have ShengShou. And this is the regular ShengShou one, not the regular ShengShou stickers. I have restickered this with ones from Oliver's, and I did that because I wasn't using this to speed solve. Most people who use the ShengShou one to speed solve sanded out those corners so you could corner cut a bit better. Forward isn't too bad, but reverse was really nothing with the way it's set up right now. It's a smooth puzzle, but doesn't have any bumps on the pieces to help with grip like the Sculpted QiYi one or the ridges on the DaYan. Then they came out with the ShengShou Aurora. A couple things about this already. You can see there are more holes in those pieces, so reverse corner cutting is a little bit easier. And forward is kind of the same. It's pretty nice, nothing too exceptional. There are very tiny bumps on these corners, which allow for a little bit more grip without feeling like you have these giant ridges on here. And that is very nice, actually. I really like this puzzle. One other thing it has going for it is it's a little bit smaller. So I know some people really like smaller feeling puzzles, and actually the first one I had of this, I sold because that person really liked the feel of it and wanted to use it as his main Megaminx. It is popular. It's kind of like how I've talked about with the Pyraminx for the ShengShou Aurora. It's a good step for people who like that more classic feel. A little bit smaller, a little bit more controllable, not too crazy with speed or flexibility, but has that sort of cube that you would normally have to put a lot of work to set up, and now is kind of set up right out of the box. There's one more out there, which is YJ. There's a YJ YuHu, and then that was replaced with the YuHu R. The YuHu, when it came out, it had a lot of potential, but usually people had to spend a lot of time setting it up. A lot of time setting it up and getting it working to where it was up to par with the Diane one. The raised pieces can help with grip, but for me, I find it a little more confusing. I prefer them to be indented or just flat. Then they came out with the YuHu R. This one, corner cutting is nice right out of the box. Reverse is nice. It's kind of like what the YuHu is if you spend a ton of time setting it up. The pieces are slightly different shaped, so it has a bit more stability to it. And as you saw just a little earlier, I was having a little bit trouble pushing it because it kind of locked up on me. But this one is much nicer. So as far as YJ goes, the YuHu R is the new standard. So what should you get? You can't really go wrong with any of these, and they all feel very different. This is one where there's not a ton of options, and all the options are a whole different ball game. The Galaxy gives you the best of all worlds. If you get the version that has all 4 caps, you could have a flat puzzle, one that's cut out like this, one that has bumps like the YuHu R, and one that's sort of concave that no other cube has. It's fast, it works well. This is the all-around, you know, if someone didn't know what they wanted, this would be it. The ShengShou Aurora is a nice Megaminx, and I do like to use this from time to time. If you like that sort of, I'm going to call it old school feel, this might be perfect for you. I think for newer cubers, a lot of them are used to more fast, more flexible puzzles, and that's where the Galaxy is a little bit nicer. If you like FangShi puzzles, get this one. It might not blow people away compared to some of the other ones, and it's kind of just up to par with some of the other ones, but it has a really different feel. The Diane is still nice, but compared to the other ones, I would still consider this one or these two over that, although I know there's a lot of really fast Megaminx solvers who still use the Diane. The YuHu and YuHu R are pretty nice, but are just, I think, a little under in performance compared to the other ones. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.